Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of TT Reacts. Alignment check. Am I banana shaped? Let's see here. So I wouldn't say banana shaped. I see that you're trying to make it look pretty straight, but just in general, this exercise here in order to get your handstand is not very effective. I mean, you can do it and try to strengthen your shoulders and get yourself acquainted to better breathing patterns, but in general, in order to get better balance and more like the maximum strength, you would have to do a progressive training program where you're doing exercises like this one, where it will ultimately lead you to this free handstand. This workout that you're doing here, a lot of people do it, but it just honestly will end up leading you to a dead end with your training. You're gonna feel like you're plateauing, and it's gonna kind of discourage you from wanting to pursue handstands. But honestly, the training is number one when it comes to learning your handstand and being able to hold it for a long period of time. So yes, I would suggest you do these progressions rather than just tapping your feet on a wall. It's just not going to serve you at the end of the day. I'm so happy I found this sub. I'm stuck at this step. I'm doing the inverted L because I'm scared to kick up. What should I do next? So I saw this exercise actually somewhere on YouTube where you kind of kick your foot up. This exercise could help you, but just the way that your body is, I mean, first of all, you have to keep it consistent with the way that you're doing it. So your body's not even straight. So for it to actually be L-shaped, you keep your body straight, which your body's not straight. You're kind of at an angle where your arms are like too far in front of you. Definitely keep your chest and your legs all in line. And over time with this video, it seemed like you tried to like kick into a handstand, but you're entirely too far from the wall for that to even work. Because as you can see, it's just going to take too much momentum. And another thing, your head is not in the correct position. It's down way too far. So you need to put your head up and focus on your breathing and make sure that you can breathe well in this movement. But I do not recommend this workout here. It just leaves too much room for error. So definitely go a little bit closer to the wall since you're scared to kick up. Do this movement here and practice kicking up. This is something that you will have to overcome if you want to actually hold a steady handstand. Whatever your goals are, that is crucial. Whether you're starting from the air or kicking up from the ground, you will have to master that portion of it. And honestly, it's not scary if you keep a good distance from the wall doing this progression here. So start with this movement, and then you'll be able to move along the regular progression patterns and honestly work toward that handstand without putting so much emphasis on your fears of kicking up. Honestly, kicking up is the least scary portion of the handstand, but I get in the beginning can be a little bit scary. But once you get past that hurdle, you will realize that there are bigger fish to fry when it comes to holding a stable handstand. Tips for holding. Oh my word. Girl, you scared me half to death in this clip right here when you went back into a back bend. Okay, so I will say your form looks very good, but doesn't look like your core is engaged. A lot of people, they want their feet to be so perfectly straight and just in the correct position, but in the beginning I want you to grab your core by keeping it slightly in front of you. So think of the banana back, where your back is kind of, your feet like kind of go this way in the direction of your back. Put it more in the direction of your stomach. That way, number one, you don't have this risk of going over as much. And number two, you can properly engage your core and really just use that to hold you up and stabilize the movement. Squeeze your ankles together. I don't think your ankles are squeezed in this movement here. I often talk about your feet when they don't have a designated place. It can kind of lead to bad things, and that also applies to when you're doing your free handstand. Your feet need a designated place, so squeeze your ankles together, and that creates a force, and it really will help you to stabilize. So when your feet are just kind of hovering and just floating, it can knock you off of balance, and it can disengage your muscles and just kind of unravel the entire handstand, which you don't want. So yeah, squeeze your ankles, put your feet further toward your stomach, and make sure that you're breathing correctly. Another thing, when you can't hold it, a lot of times you aren't breathing correctly, and your breathing must be in line with your ab engagement. They have to be connected. So really focus on that and practice your breathing patterns. 5 days worth of progress. Any advice on how I can hold it for longer without the wall? So when she kicked up, you could see she just kind of tucks her head and looks in the opposite direction. When you're in a handstand here, your head, you shouldn't be looking this way. You should be looking down at the ground, because when you're doing that, it's not going to be easy to breathe. It's not going to be easy to engage your chest at all if this is the way that your head looks in a handstand. It's going to also knock you off balance, because you won't be able to engage your core basically at all. So keep your head up a little bit higher than where it is. And in terms of how to hold it longer, practice your breathing when you're in this movement. This is not going to allow for good breathing patterns and getting the air all the way down to your diaphragm when you're doing this movement. And yes, that's the main thing. Lift your head up, engage your core, and engage your chest. Honestly, it doesn't even really look like your shoulders are engaged, because you're trying so hard to get the handstand to look straight. But at such a beginning stages like this, 5 days worth of progress, you shouldn't be focusing on the straightness of the line. You should be focusing on how to actually get the handstand and hold it for a good period of time, and also just developing those muscles while you're doing this movement should be your biggest focus at this early stage. So yes, that's my advice for this lady here. Handstand workout. So let's see here. So this person here, he has good chest engagement. His head is up a good distance. See, you're trying to engage your core, but honestly, this looks like another case where you need to get your breathing in line and really establish, keeping your arms straight. Because when you get your arms straight all the way, that's how you keep your core engaged. And it's kind of hard to do it, but over time, it'll be a lot easier to keep your arms straight and get good form consistently. Toward the end of this video, it does look a lot better, but it still looks like there is a risk of overextension of his lower back. So definitely establish core activation before you kick up, and throughout the move, really making sure your arms are straight all of the way, and that you're using all three of your core muscle groups, your chest, your core, and your shoulders, to hold you up and assist in keeping your arms straight. And honestly, if you can't keep all of your muscles engaged for that period of time and keep your arms straight, just end the handstand and start practicing these progressions and focusing on those things that I mentioned, because it's not worth it to do a free handstand and risk injury when it's just not worth it. So just focus on getting the basics down. I know this man, he looks like he knows what he's doing, and it seems all nice and stuff, but this is what I mean when I say people learn out of order, or they're just focusing on the wrong things. Once they get their handstand, it just isn't done in the safest way. So it seems like he's struggling to keep his arms straight, and it seems like he's struggling to keep the correct muscles engaged. And with balance, it can look like you're bobbing here and there, but overall it should be pretty consistent for a good handstand. So yes, just go backwards and reevaluate how you're doing things, reevaluate your breathing patterns and the muscles that you're engaging when you're doing this movement, and you should be good. Alrighty friends, that was the last video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you would like your video featured, go ahead and send it to this email right here, and you'll see it in an upcoming video. Alrighty, until then, ciao.